Hello, my name is Charles, and today I will be teaching you the Transcendental Meditation technique. I'll actually write it here. Transcendental Meditation. So this wonderful technique, I'm going to teach you why you should do this technique, and I'm going to teach you how this technique will benefit your life. So first, we're going to learn how to do it. Or first we're going to learn, or we should actually do first why we should do it, and second is how we should do it. So first, the why. So for a lot of people, right, in today's modern age, on top of, spirituality and generally just like peace of mind, being calm, greater capacity to focus and happiness, all right, on top of just the fundamentals of human life, right? Wanting to be happy and have peace of mind and a joyful spirit, right? Those are central themes in the human life. And although that's essentially the core of transcendental meditation, a lot of people in this era, in this time span of Earth's history, really do appreciate scientific evidence. So we'll look at a couple pieces of scientific evidence. There's tons of research on transcendental meditation. So there is tons of research. This is a key element. There is tons of research. So we're going to look at it from the organization itself, the people who actually teach the technique, and then we'll also look at third parties, right? Because I know people will be like, well, what if they have bias, or what if the TM people or the people who teach transcendental meditation have a bias, and I want a third party to vet and verify this is, before even practicing. A lot of people will be like, well, I'm skeptical about this, and if you're skeptical, that's totally understandable. So I'll give you the evidence, and then if you experience it for yourself, which is the ultimate test, right? Is in your experience it beneficial? Then you shall see if it helps you, and I guarantee you it will. So for the first, we're going to do a review. We're going to do a review of controlled research on the Transcendental Meditation Program and cardiovascular disease. This is from the National Library of Medicine, the National Institute of Health, the NIH, makes these, and they have great researchers who decide to do this. And so, because of growing evidence of stress as a major factor, so basically stress is what causes our brain and body to not function well. And what we find with the transcendental meditation technique is we find decreases in blood pressure, reduced use of tobacco and alcohol, lowering of high cholesterol and lipid oxidation, decreased psychosocial stress. So basically all the things that lead to mortality, you're going to have less of. So you'll live longer. Isn't that beautiful? You'll have much better life. You'll be functioning better. So that's just right. This is just a review of the research. So, I mean, if we come to the actual place themselves, right, they reference a bunch of journals where it's like, compared to other meditation techniques, transcendental meditation reduces stress more. It decreases depression. It gives deeper research than or deeper rest than simply just sitting there and even sleep. Right? It gives, there's studies that show from the Journal of Instructional Psychology that it improves health in university students. There's a huge reduction in blood pressure as shown by the Journal of Hypertension, right? So there's loads of research on the site. And you might be like, well, how do I know that the TM people are, being true to their word, right? Okay, so let's go back to the other research, right? In Medical News Today, we find that, there's basically a bunch of studies that show the benefits of transcendental meditation, and that it's a verified practice, from third-party science, but then also the people who do it, which probably you'd want to trust the people who do it. But even if you trust third-party and you're like, well, they could be biased, then everyone else seems to say it too, right? Even if you look at a reduced trauma symptoms and perceived stress in male prison inmates, right? Male prison inmates, you imagine, are the most stressed. Right? They could be attacked at any point. They have trauma in their background, right? Their neurophysiological system, tons of stress. And what do they find? Well, significant reduction in total trauma symptoms, anxiety, depression, and sleep is all reduced, right? Wow, compared to the controls, there's a statistical significance, and they are decreasing stress. Isn't that beautiful? So that is why we should do it. If you're a science guy or if you're a religious person, you'll both find this beneficial. And remember, this is a technique. This is not a doctrine. This is not a philosophy. This is not something you have to believe in. When you go to the gym, do you have to believe in the gym, in the church of the gym, or in the Quran of the gym? No, that's ridiculous, right? You just lift the weights and it works. So in the same way, this is Transcendental Meditation. So now I honestly shouldn't be teaching this, in the sense that, like, if you actually want the perfect practice that is suited to you with a mantra that works for you, you should go to your local TM center. They got them all over the United States and in other countries too. And you can find a qualified professional to teach you Transcendental Meditation, give you the optimal experience. But this is so it's not gatekeeped and you can enjoy it now. For those of you on the internet, like, man, I want to experience this, but I'm broke and I can't experience it. Well, I'm here to help you, brother. Because I was very fortunate and my parents paid for it. And so I will help the people whose parents will not pay for it. So let's imagine, right? This is how they teach it. So this is the surface of the mind, right? This is the chattering monkey mind. And this is the I gotta mind. I gotta. This is, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta file my taxes. And then after I file my taxes, I gotta get a cup of coffee. And then I gotta talk to my friend. And I gotta increase my cortisol. And I gotta do all these things. I gotta gimme, and I gotta. I gotta do all these things. I gotta get to the appointment. And then after the appointment, I gotta talk to my friend. And then after I talk to my friend, I gotta get this homework done. And after I get this homework done, I gotta. So that's the gotta. That's the surface layer of the mind, right? That's where the waves are. The waves. So that's the thoughts, the activity, the, percolating little bubbles in our head of what we should do, what we gotta do, what we want to do, all that bullshit. And so what you're going to do is you're going to have this beautiful little mantra. And for now, choose Om, right? So people usually think Om, like they'll see in the movies, they'll be like, oh, this guy's like closing his eyes and he's saying Om or Om. But really, it's So you're going to think that mantra in your head effortlessly. So the goal of this technique is the gentle way it works. This is not about working hard and meditating hard. And disclaimer, because a lot of people think that somehow when you meditate, thoughts are not okay. Or like you can't be thinking, I got to clear my mind. No, you don't. That's retarded. You have a heart, right? Imagine your heart. And you said, I got to be calm, so I can't let my heart beat. That's crazy. Your heart's going to beat no matter what, and you want it to. Same with your mind. Your mind can think thoughts. That's what it does. The brain thinks thoughts. The mind thinks thoughts. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if you're thinking thoughts or not. You're still going to meditate, and it's still working fine. Thinking thoughts is not a sign you're meditating wrong. You're meditating just fine. Everybody thinks thoughts all day long. All right, with that out of the way, that's just a friendly disclaimer. I should have been a little more friendly, but that's a friendly little disclaimer. It doesn't matter if you're thinking, man. You're doing all right. You're doing well. So you're going to think this mantra, right? And let's say you think the mantra Om, right? And what's going to happen is you're going to think this mantra. And you're going to think it, and you're going to get to quieter and quieter states of mind. You're going to be like, wow, I'm feeling really de-stressed. Oh, I'm feeling really good. You're going to feel like a weight off your shoulders. This is what I feel when I meditate. I feel a weight off my shoulders. I feel lighter. My body feels less heavy. I feel more, I'm feeling alive, But it's like a calm alive. It's not like, oh, you need to like geek out and do something. No, you're feeling calm. You're feeling relaxed, but you're feeling alert. So you're calm and alert. Usually we think alert means like I'm, geeking out. But no, you're alert and you're calm. And so what's going to happen is you're going to think this mantra. What's going to happen is when you think this mantra, you know what's going to happen? Stress is going to get reduced. And that's beautiful. Cortisol leaving the system. Health entering the system. Good vibes, peace entering the system. That's going to be really nice. Well, you know what happens when stress is reduced? Thoughts. thoughts are going to bubble up. So thoughts are going to bubble up, and you know what you're going to do? You're going to get lost in that beautiful trail of thought. And you're going to imagine the cookies and the monies and the girlfriend you like and all the wonderful things. You're going to imagine all that. It's going to percolate in your mind. And you know what you do? You take that attention and you gently return to the mantra. There's no shame. There's no blame. You didn't do anything wrong by, having your thoughts bubble up and you getting lost in them. That's what we all do. A lot of the time, you see people in a waiting room at a doctor's office. They're lost in thought half the time. So you're right on track with everybody else. But now you're going to advance. You're going to grow. And so what you're going to do is those thoughts are going to bubble up and you're going to gently return. Gently return to the mantra. Oh, I'm thinking about cookies, cookies, cookies. Oh, I should think that Om thought again. Okay, let's go back to Om. Om, 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 Om. Cookies, 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 cookies. Cookies, I really like cookies. I wonder what my girlfriend's thinking. Da 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 da. Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah, let's go back. Om, Om. And that's going to be the gentle process. And what's going to happen in this beautiful circle of you thinking the mantra, stress getting reduced, and then going back to thoughts, is you're going to hit a point of what they call PC, where the scientists call it NSDR, non-sleep deep rest. You can also call it pure consciousness. And I know this is going to sound breathtaking mind-blowing, but it's such a beautiful state. It feels so relaxing. But genuinely, how it's going to feel is when you reach this state, this calm waters, right? You're going to feel like a newborn baby. And what I mean by that is you're going to be completely lucid, completely awake, right? You're not asleep. You're still conscious breathing, but you're not thinking. Your mind's going to be open and vast. Imagine it like this. Here's a great analogy. So this is generally the process, right? I don't want you to lose this. This is the process. You have the mind, or you have the mantra. You think the mantra, stress gets reduced. When stress gets reduced, thoughts bubble up, and then you go back to the mantra. And eventually, while you do that enough times, you reach the pure consciousness. You reach the completely relaxed, completely calm, no thoughts in the head, no subverbal talking to yourself in your head about what you have to do, what you should have done, what this person's thinking. You're just completely calm. And when you're in that state, you know what it's like? I'm going to give you an analogy, okay? Let's say this is your brain, right? This is your brain right now. And right now there's a bunch of dirty gunk in it. There's a bunch of stuff. And it could be beautiful stuff. It could be bad stuff. It could be good stuff. It's just a bunch of stuff in your head. And what's this going to feel like? Is all this stuff settles. And then you know what happens? It's like a clear blue lake. You just get this clear mind, this calm, peaceful. You feel more energy in the body and you're like, wow, that was like a mental shower. I just scrubbed out all that dirt and now I feel clear and good. And you know what happens when you're feeling clear, calm, and good and stress isn't in your system? You know what you do? You make better decisions. Booyah! And you know what happens if you make better decisions? You make better decisions. And you know what happens if you make better decisions? Your life goes better. Your life goes better. If you make better decisions, your life gets better. And so, if we go back to our original question of why do we meditate? We do not get good at meditation, right? So we can be good meditators. We get good at meditation so we can get good at life. Because you know what we need in life, and so much so now, is a calm, clear, happy, peaceful mind. Because if our mind is in jumbles, what do? We make bad decisions. If our mind is calm, peaceful, and happy, we make good decisions. So why do we meditate? There's an analogy. And I'll leave you with this beautiful analogy when it comes to meditation. When you meditate, do it for 20 minutes. When you do this transcendental, 20 minutes twice a day. And you want to know why I say 20 minutes twice a day? Because when you go to the bank, for example, this is the analogy. 20 minutes in the bank, full day in the marketplace. And so in the same way, 20 minutes of meditation, full day of activity. So always remember, 20 minutes in the bank, full day in the market. That's just like life, right? We go to the bank for how long? We go to the bank for 20 minutes. We get our cash out. We get whatever we need. And you know what we can do for the whole day? We can do anything we want. And so in the same way, full 20 minutes of just full deep rest, clear thinking, calmness, and then you get full day of activity and life and happiness. And the whole time you're making better decisions because you're calm and you're peaceful. So I hope this helps. I wish you guys nothing but the best and enjoy your meditation. Much love to you all and peace.